Kevin Hahn, pastor here at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church in Frankfurt. Where the idea came for me to be a pastor really started when my dad growing up, he wanted to be a pastor. And when I learned, my mom had told me about that. And so that planted the seed in my mind when I was young. And as I got older and in high school, I had to make up my mind and decide, okay, what direction am I going to go? And because I had that seed planted in the back of my mind, that was an option, and that was the option that I chose. And I thought, if God doesn't want me to be a pastor, I was trusting that He was going to make it clear to me that I should go in a different direction. Definitely some of my favorite memories here at Good Shepherd over 25 years has been watching my sons grow up here. So this is where my sons were born and where they grew up, and watching them through the years, from all the way from being infants, baptizing them, watching them through Sunday school and vacation Bible school. It was really a lot of fun, and getting to experience that, as a dad and as a pastor. So. Questions like what has changed the most, I mean, that could be a hour-long answer. What comes to mind, I think what has changed the most for me is the keeping up with the changing technology and adapting to internet, social media. Those things did not exist when I first became a pastor. So there's been a lot of on-the-job training and trying to adapt to how people communicate. So having a cell phone to text, and emails, and all of the presentation, and doing live streaming and worship. All of those things are new, that developed through the years of me being a pastor. So that's been a challenge, to adapt to all of that. My goals for being a pastor, I probably shouldn't let you in on the secret. My secret goal of world domination. So I won't say anything about that. But that's what my son teases me about. So, but no world domination plans, just to make that clear. My goals for the future are much more down to earth, and that would be just to continue simply serving here faithfully at Good Shepherd. And part of it too, I think personally, I want to, going forward, I'd like to spend a little more time on, I want to always continue growing and learning. So something that I'm excited about over the next 3 years is participating in something called Pastoral Leadership Institute, PLI. So that will involve me reading and participating in small groups and doing a little bit of traveling. So I'm looking forward to adding that to the upcoming years. A typical week for me as a pastor, there's some jobs that stay the same from week to week. Preparing a sermon, a Sunday sermon, planning and leading worship, planning and leading Bible studies, leading classes like confirmation or instruction class, visiting shut-ins. Those are jobs, things that happen on a weekly basis that don't change. But there's lots of other things that happen that come up in the course of a week that, of course, that can't be planned for. One of the favorite parts of my job is the fact that there is no week that's exactly the same. So all those jobs that are consistent from week to week, they happen in addition to everything else that comes up. So there are, of course, funerals that happen and need to be, families need to be ministered to and cared for. There are sometimes hospital visits that need to be made. Um, and so there's a lot of variety in a week where I'm not required to sit at my desk all day long. So I'm able to get up and travel and make a visit and come back. So I enjoy the flexibility that I have. So the least favorite part of my job, as I shared before we began, and before I began answering some questions here, is sitting down in front of a camera and answering questions. So that is no doubt number one on my list. So free time, depending on the time of the year, when the weather, spring, summer, and fall, what I really enjoy is spending time outside in the yard, landscaping. Enjoy creating a unique space for that I enjoy that's unique. That's where there's trees and shrubs and all that sort of thing. I geek out on plants, and I enjoy having a space that where I can come home to that's unique, where I can spend some time. I don't have to go anywhere. It's right there. And in the months where it's not where I'm not outside, I enjoy reading a lot. So those are a couple of things that I enjoy doing. Fun fact that people, well, a fun fact that people just found out about last fall is that I had planned on going to Israel in college, but the Gulf War interrupted that. And so our trip was canceled and I was unable to go to Israel. But thank you to Good Shepherd, the generous people of Good Shepherd, I am going to be able to take a trip to Israel. And the congregation gifted me with a trip to Israel. And they were nice enough to allow me to wait until it was safe to go over there to do so. So I'm looking forward to um, going to Israel, visiting Israel that I didn't get a chance to do back in college.